You are listening to Radio Zvezda with your favorite Srinidhi hosting the show. It's evening 6 p.m. and we bring you a talk show with two eminent Chinese journalists working in Russia. Both have their degrees in Russian language and masters in international journalism from PFUR. Journalists or avid bloggers, some advice on how to survive the cold Russian winter as well as their chosen profession. We have a famous Chinese blogger with us, Yan Xinhui. Back to you, the next talk show from Yang Yang.
I think to be a successful or at least a good photo journalist, you should know your subject and don't hesitate when when you have a chance. Don't hesitate. You don't think too much about the framing. Uh, just don't think about anything. Just click the button and take the picture. And don't do much. Don't do. I think don't do any editing. At least don't do anything about the colors or what balance that should be set down before capturing. Actually, you can do only when you take the picture. I think that's the essence of the photojournalism. That's about the truth, right? So I think that's it. That's different from landscape journalism, landscape photo, taking or such things.
Okay.
Platform. Maybe in China you have to choose WeChat or Weibo blogger, but maybe in other countries you have to choose the Facebook or Twitter or something else. So that's all.
Okay. So, is that all that you need to be a successful blogger?
Of course not, but these three tips is very important and is the basic one. I think maybe I have three tips. The first one, you have to choose property audience. You mean your main audience, young generation or elder generation is very important. So when you choose the younger generation, you have to choose some information is very interesting and very suitable for them. And the second tip is you have keep your post frequency is in a stable. So maybe twice a week or 3 times a week. You couldn't change it very, how to say, very changeable. It's not good for your blog.
It's snowing and you're happily taking a photo. How does that work?
It actually works really hard. Working in winter in such a cold weather, it's really something that will drag you back. It's actually your passion. You have to have passion for taking some good pictures in winter in such a weather, because everything is in white, and this color and this pure color helps you actually capturing something really interesting, which you cannot see or experience in other, let's say, in summer or in spring. So that's the snow itself is a good factor. And maybe I have some suggestions or experiences with this. You have to be prepared for such a weather. Firstly, you can't catch a cold. You should be prepared, and you should make preparations for protecting your own gear. Let's say you should know your equipment. Sometimes your camera won't stand this temperature. It will be dead actually. So you should know on which conditions it will work, and always be prepared. And the ground will be slippery, and don't fall down like I did. So that's my suggestion.
Health tips for the new arrivals. We have a lot of issues with the new people who come. They don't dress properly, they fall sick, they don't know how to go to hospital because they're not fluent with the languages. Win against the Russian winter. So
these new or travelers or students or some other peoples, the first one, you have to dress a lot, and the second one, maybe the hot water is the best medicine for people, like my family. So it's very, how to say, it's very beautiful. for me, I'm from the north part in China. So in my hometown, the winter is also very cold and so many snow falling. So I'll always teach my friends and some other guys how to walk in the winter in Moscow.
As I say, I even fell down a little sometimes, and it really hurt. It really hurt. Yeah. So it was a disaster, and then I got accustomed to it, so it became better.